The fourth lecture, grammatical changes in the translation process, the translation of the syntactic complexes. Lecture class plan. The first, ways to translate pronouns. The second, ways to differentiate the gerund. The third, related combined offers. The fourth, modal verbs and their equivalents. Problems of translation of English name into Kazakh or Russian language. There are 7 problems. The first, compatibility of regular verbs of the second participle form with the past simple form. For example, closed, closed. The second, in an English sentence, a noun that functions as a determinant makes it difficult to find it after the defining word. For example, the method developed made it possible to achieve good results. The third, if the noun and pronoun in English do not match, we translate it using a different lexical and grammatical approach. For example, there was only one question before asking him whether or not he accepts the terms offered before him stood the only question is, will not be accepted of submitted RC. The requested question doesn't correspond to the norms of the Kazakh language. The fourth, second participle is translated as a component of an adjacent combined sentence, performing the functions of refinement standing at the beginning of the sentence. For example, asked if the unification of the currencies is going to take place already this year. The central bank governor didn't give a straightforward reply, a question that the central bank governor doesn't answer. Will there be an addition of money this year? The fifth, English names caused by English verbs that do not coincide with the Kazakh language cause difficulties in translation. For example, the lecture followed by discussion was great success. The lecture in which the latter side turned into a story was very successful. The sixth, the exposition can be the name standing at the beginning of the sentence. For example, attached to the article are tables and graphs. Tables and lists are added to the article. The seventh, the last one, names that serve as members of an additional clause are translated differently. For example, summing up, we must point out the following issues. Summing up, it should be note the following questions. If you come to the conclusion, it should be noted the following questions, draw conclusions. It is necessary to note the following issues. Ways to translate pronouns. Translation of nominal terms with revision. Translation of personal pronouns. Russian or Kazakh nouns are deleted in several ways. The pronoun is translated as an auxiliary of an adjacent compound sentence with revision and is translated only into Russian, as a noun caused by a verb with a preposition. For example, working on this project, we found out a lot of interesting things. While working on this project, we noticed a lot of interesting things. Considered in isolation, the example doesn't seem to be that continuing. If the consideration is blocked, this example is not as convincing. If considered in isolation, this example is not certified. Having completed the preparation, he took a short break. Completing the preparation, he announced a short break. Having completed the preparation, he took a short break. After cooling the melon, was nice to eat it. According to the above examples, when translated into the Kazakh language, the gerund can become an integral part of a noun, a leader, a complex sentence. Please note that when translated into the Kazakh language, the gerund performs the function of the sentence. There are the first, initial. Implementing market reforms in a lengthy process. Implementing market reforms is a long-term process. Note, not to be confused with the name. Implementing market reforms, it is necessary to keep in mind social needs of the population. Implementing market reforms, do not forget the social needs of the population. The second, direct addition. Would you mind showing us the whole process? Show us all the process. Would you mind showing us the whole process? Do you mind showing us all the trials? In the direction complement function, the gerund is used after the following verbs. For example, avoid, escape, enjoy, love, excuse, forgive, intend, stimulation, and etc. The third, addition with the preposition. We have succeeded in maintaining productivity level over the whole period. We were able to maintain production levels throughout the given time. The fourth, finalism. In establishing a reference rate, it is necessary to take into account a monthly inflation rate. When approving the terms of referencing, the level of monthly inflation should not be ignored. The fifth definition. There is little probability of financial assistance being provided this year. There is no doubt the financial assistance will be provided this year. The lecture is over. Thank you for your attention.